What's up, guys? We're back. We're back. Thanks for tuning in. And we're back. Thank you, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for coming over to my funded futures. I really, really appreciate you guys showing up and being there for us every day. See, my long keeps taking off here. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm still holding on. Where's the market heading now? Up. Up, 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 up. At least I want it to go up. I hope it goes up. We hope it goes up. I'm hanging on to, I just grabbed the long off of upper DD band to just trade it higher up into the 6133 is a resistance pivot. So between these levels on my chart here, I have resistance here. which is this way. I have support, which is from here, which is really good support. Only about 4% of days will close above this green line, so it's a fight, but the fight wins. It's usually pretty good. 96% of days will close below it. Only 4% above, 96 below. And then inside of here and here, I get a press from there to there in a liquidity pocket. I get a bull zone bottom. Bull zone is A+. Hey, Super Awkward, what's up, buddy? Thank you for the donation. Really appreciate it. Liquidity pocket A+. Up here we call these like B setup. Check my chats. What? Oh, my bad. Here I am just talking to myself here. Oh, I'm so awkward. You guys are... I'm not even paying attention to the screen. Here I am talking to myself and drawing to myself, and I'm your liquidity pocket. Show us your charts, brother. Hey, at least I got you guys all like pissed off and agitated. My bad. Here I am talking to myself while I'm drawing. I'm like, teedly-hee, tee-hee. My bad. I got you. Now you guys can see, right? Don't hate me. All right, hold on. Let me get my... This is what I had. And I've got this trade going on right here. I am engaging in this trade if I get like bounces in here in other accounts too. So I'm going to try to get this pretty hard. I like it. So S&P is resistance at 61.33. Nasdaq is kind of in a similar boat, but it has resistance a little bit closer. 264 is going to be the resistance on Nasdaq. So, well, I am watching both of them because the setup is pretty solid. And the S&P is kind of far. Nasdaq does hit its pivot first. So we can watch, you watch Nasdaq then. Resistance here. And support, I know it's a different level, but that's the S&P support by proxy. Let's just put the level here. Let's watch NASDAQ. And we'll call this... that'll work. All right, so I got those A pluses. Just I'm gonna delete all this, even though I spent time writing it. This is obviously your double toppy resistance. So this is the question: is do we get a continuation or a fall off from here. This is the choice, right? You have technical trading as we broke up, we've retraced, we've double top. Now the question is from here, coin flip, do we fade? Do we run? Conditions have been good all morning. Our little DD ratio has actually improved as time went by. It's like, you know, actually kind of the same. 82 to 84, slight improvement. So it's not, we aren't losing stock. Stocks aren't really selling off. Resilience has been nice and steady all day long. At least to the positive side, somewhat pullback of a little bit, but we're still seeing some pretty good travel in the market. Like any of this close to zero would be a problem. But hopefully good. Ooh, guys, don't forget to smash the like button, friends. Appreciate you all being here. I love y'all. Y'all are my favorite. And don't forget, keep using our Rocket Scooter code. It looks like the My Funded Futures deal also works with us. So apparently if you buy one account and it goes funded, they'll give you a second one for free. That's kind of cool. Yeah, no, I'm not fearing this market at all. It's clean. I'd like to see it rally, and step its way all the way up to yellow line today. That'd be perfect. If not, we hit that overnight. I'm having 10K days. I'm trading 10 accounts. So it's easier to make 10K. I've got 4 funded next, 1 My Funded Futures live account, and then 5 Trade at 5. These are all funded accounts. I'll be right back. What firm is that? The top 4 is 4 funded next accounts. The middle one is a live My Funded Futures account, and the bottom 5 are 5 Tradeify accounts. I have 3 different instances of Tradeify open. Have I checked out Funded Ticks? I've never heard of them. Are they new? Oh, is that the new firm that Pat is pumping? Oh. I've never checked them out. Are they related to funded pips? That's a prop firm in Forex, I think. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, to be transparent with you guys, all these Forex people are coming in and they're grabbing futures influencers and buying them, getting them on the payroll to pump their stuff. Like, obviously, you know, I'm working with Funded Next. I'm sure the same deal was similar deal was extended to Pat with Funded Pips. So the Forex people are really pushing hard to break out in the futures. So I don't know if it's been disclosed. I'm 100% certain they're just paying him to promote. But same here. I mean, I have to legally disclose. Funded Next is paying me to promote. So you're gonna see a lot of that. These Forex companies are no joke. They got money to spend and they're pushing. They're trying to get market share big time in futures. That's the new trend. So you're gonna see a lot of it. So just be careful in general. There's a lot of people, a lot of new firms breaking in the futures. Yeah, the same time as Funded Next, they all kind of came in at the same point. I vetted Funded Next and they seem pretty good. And Funded Pips is known as being very good as well. So just be careful that there's, you know, like in futures, there's a million prop firms. There's about like a handful of good ones, a million bad ones. And in Forex, it's the same way. So a lot of the bad ones might be trying to jump in and put influencers on the payroll to vet them. Just make sure you do your own due diligence before you trade anybody. Make sure you research the firm yourself. And I'm sure Funded Ticks will be very good. I've not heard much bad about them, but we'll see. Yeah, I don't know anything about the products or anything, but it's probably good. Did they change regulations on Forex prop firms? They pulled out of the USA a while back. Well, they pulled out because CFDs were illegal to trade. And now they're jumping right back in because now the futures prop firms are really big. They can. Futures prop firms weren't really big back until COVID came out. COVID came out. Top Step TV came out. Those two things 100% are to be credited to the growth and explosion of futures prop firms. Top Step's TV show introduced the world to what prop firms were, and then what followed was a prop firm explosion. And the reason the Forex guys didn't do this 5 years ago because there wasn't a market for it. And the last 2 or 3 years since COVID, everybody decided to become a day trader, jump into prop firms. Now it's such a huge market. They want back in. Now they have an audience for it. And yeah, the Forex accounts, they were mostly trading CFDs, right? So you couldn't really do that here. I don't know if the regulations have changed, but you weren't allowed to do CFDs here. I think props here in the long run for regulation, absolutely. 100% will be here for the long run. The industry is supporting it because there's so much money now. The idea that the regulation might drift like prop firms design away from the sim funded model and to be an actual prop firm, either way, it wouldn't go away because right now the industry is just trying to figure out how they get their cut. You're out here sim trading, getting profits. They're not trying to say, let's shut that down. They're trying to say, well, how do we make sure that we get the cut of the profits, you know, the commissions? The futures industry is certainly benefiting from the prop firms because the regulators see it growing the futures industry. There are tons of prop traders that get real futures accounts and things like that, and they like that. They all make money when that happens. So they're going to try to find some kind of way to find a balance to keep it going. That's what I feel. What they'll actually do is just shut down the sim-funded portion of that. That's the only part that's questionably legal, is you're getting paid to paper trade, which, okay, that does make sense. But if we eliminate that step, you pass an eval, pass an eval, pass an eval, then you go live, and then they put you in the live. Do you notice how all the firms are now going, you know, these really quick pushes to live, right? Tradeify has a path to live, TopStep has a path to live, ETF now has a good path to live, My Funded Futures has a path to live. You know why? Because they're all prepping for that regulation change. Because the only thing the regulators could change is sim funded, because that is questionably legal. And if they close the loophole and that becomes no longer legal, then all they have to do is just eliminate that step in their business plan and business continues the next day. Sorry guys, sim funded is no longer legal. However, here's how we changed our rules. Now, once you get your $9,000 profit target, now you can go to live. And then what we do is when you go to sim funded, which is another step, used to you'd make 9,000, then we pay you out. Instead, you make 9,000, then we roll it into live, and then you go trade the live account, and then you go get paid out. I called that 2 years ago. I said that is the future of prop firms, and it will be. Whatever you accrue in your sim funded account will just be what rolls over into a live balance. And guess what? Then all these prop firms become actual prop firms where you trade with someone's money, as you should be, which is good for you because you want the taxes from that, tax break from that. Are we bullish or bearish? I'm bullish today. S&P is testing the same level over and over and over again. The question is, anything I want to do? Do I want to tap it one more time? Can I take the risk here? Sure, why not? I'm sorry. Get set up here. Do I want to pull the trigger on a couple more, or do I just want to wait? We do get A plus down here below. Like this trade was like up and then it's back down again. Do I want to try? Do I want to do that? Or just wait for this? That selling pressure is pretty legit. That's kind of 2 rejection points, this 183 level on NASDAQ. It's kind of a key resistance pivot. There was a red line there, those of you guys that study our methods. See from here, question becomes, that's that long I took on my funded TV. Once, twice. I was just letting it at least try to go to highs. I was just holding it for the day. Curious what I can do from here. I can make an attempt. More A plus setups at the bottom. It would be the rarest of the rare for this to fall all the way down here. But even if it does, I can scoop this right back up. So what I'm going to do is maybe pull the plug on this if we start losing 82. I think that's going to be my stopping point here. Take a look at NASDAQ really quick. So Peter Brand has been advertising for a prop firm. Oh, which one? I haven't seen it. I'll have to check it out. See what he's doing. He's been like the world's anti-prop firm. These guys like hated prop firms. For the longest time. Is there any rule into Tradeify about active trading day count as profit day? No, an active trade doesn't have to be a profiting day. It just needs to be a trade. What I'm looking at is possible support. This is a B level setup. It's not a strong setup, but it's a decent one from here. Potential support to continue to rally for the day is what I'm looking for. I'll grab this on a couple of accounts. Let me add some here. I'm gonna go long in all of my accounts. I'm gonna do it. Okay, I'm in. In S&P. Yeah. I'm gonna take it right here, S&P. But I'm watching Nasdaq. So I'm trading S&P, but I'm watching Nasdaq because Nasdaq is like where the stronger resistance pivot is. So we'll see. Again, the R&R is decent on this. Even for a Nasdaq run, it's pretty good. Power hour might push up. Yeah, I do. That's what I'm kind of betting on. Yep. No, I'm taking a long. Thank you. Thank you. See you later, trading. I'll see you tomorrow, man. Let's see if we roll. Like I said, I've been babysitting this one contract I grabbed earlier just to see if it pans out. It's looking pretty good. Old faithful, boring and slow S&P. So he said, just take the 10K. Oh no, I'm gonna go for 20. You can get a second run on this, it'd be 20. Yeah, I did long in all my accounts. Why am I watching NASDAQ? Because NASDAQ is the closer pivot. I want to make sure because S&P's pivot by like its closest. S&P would be like way up here. If you look at the two, S&P is here. Look, S&P roughly is 40 points away. That's, and then NASDAQ is 100 points away. So when you do the math, every 10 S&P is 40 NASDAQ, give or take. So NASDAQ's pivot would be 330 if you look at S&P's pivot. So comparing S&P's pivot on NASDAQ scale would be like here. So NASDAQ has the closer pivot. That's why I'm watching it. That's the nearest resistance that we have anywhere is NASDAQ. So I am trading the S&P, but I put like S&P support pivot underneath where the NASDAQ is, and I call it proxies right here. Proxy. It's like an estimate of where S&P is supporting. Am I in anything? Yeah, I'm long in all my accounts. Long across the board. Long across the board, baby. Today is a bullish day since the opening last night. You were long since the open, Pepe. Nice, dude. Very nice. VIX could be in a better spot. We could be below 1865 on VIX. We're still like in the 19 mids, but it's better. VIX is a little bit better than yesterday. It's been falling all night, which is good. Obviously, even if the market were to sell, I've got great setups down in here. I've got A pluses all down. This is support all day long down in here. If it were to come down here, oh my goodness, I've got a good long take. That'd be nice. Guys, thank you for coming to the stream. If it's your first time here, don't forget to sub to the channel. Click the like button. In my morning stream, I do giveaways all day long I do My Funded Futures, Tradeify Funded. I've committed to when we get about close to 1,000 viewers every single day on my morning stream. Whenever we get close to 1,000, we're close to 1,000. I told people, basically when we get to 1,000 viewers, I'm going to go buy $5,000 worth of funded accounts. So basically 20 to give 20 away every single month. Funded accounts. So a funded account every day. We already get about 80 donated to us already. So we do somewhere between like 1 and 4 giveaways a day. Trader funding programs. Last Friday, Elite Trader Funding gave us 4 funded accounts to give away. We did 1 Tradeify today. So funded traders go straight to funding, skip the eval. And so y'all help us build that morning stream up. If you guys can just be there, we get to 1,000. I'll go spend $5,000 more to buy you guys more accounts. So if you guys support us there, we love it. And I just take the affiliate revenue that comes in. I just buy you guys accounts with it. So I kind of recirculate that back to the community a little bit. What happened in the Asia and London session, basically the market just gapped down, right, over the weekend, and then we just traded back up. Your Asia session was about here. Your London session was here. Both sessions traded up. That's pretty solid. Do I think of Funded X? I've never heard of Funded X. Man, there is like a new prop firm, I swear, like every freaking day. It's like prop firm bonanza out there. Haven't heard of them. The only ones that I vouch for, I put the names on the screen up there. I don't work with that many of them, so I'm very particular about it. And I'm telling you, I get emails every day for me to rep somebody's prop firm. Here, let me read you one today. Literally today. Affiliate partnership with X. I'm not going to tell you who it is. Hi, Matt. Hope you're doing great. I'm so-and-so from the marketing team at X. Fast-growing futures prop firm, empowering traders to find accounts. We're expanding our affiliate network and love to invite you to partner with us. Here's what our affiliate program sends out. 20% commissions. real-time tracking, promo kit, monthly automatically payouts, no manual requests. This is the same pitch everyone gives us. Never heard of these guys. And so it's every day. New firm, never heard of them. Tons. I get every day in my inbox. No, Brett, no, you just need your AMP. AMP will give you your CQG account. Ask AMP for your CQG credentials, Brett. Eaton started a prop firm at lunch. Bro, give me 50% commissions and I'll pitch it for you. Deal. Done deal. Eaton trades, baby. Eat, sleep, and trade. And see, even sells itself for you. Market's quiet lunchtime. It's not really that loud at lunch usually. Right now, Chicago's still at lunch. New York is just getting back from lunch. If I create a prop firm, would I rep it? Yes, 100%. My salary ask is minimum $25,000 a month. I want 20% commission. I want it to scale on sales revenues of, if I make 100K a month for you, I want it to scale 5% every additional 50K. And then you guys have a deal. It also has the name Rocket in it somewhere. That's like, you know, give it a cool name. Can you refer to you as bro in my pitch? Oh yeah. Well, it's so funny because like I'm rewatching Silicon Valley and that reminds me of the episode with the guy, his cousin had the bro app. I don't know if you guys watched Silicon Valley. But just bro me later, bro. Don't forget to bro me. Hot dog, not hot dog. It's pronounced flaccid. Most people don't know that. That's actually I learned how to pronounce that word. What's your main strategy? I find liquidity and I long it. That's my main strategy. I have a really, really rock solid system finding liquidity. I trade with roughly a 75% win rate, and that's blasted all over social media. I post my stats every day. I use multiple things. I use mostly I use options. We have our algorithm uses options to find liquidity points in the market where bulls and bears will be. And then we also use arbitrage to see if the index is leading or lagging behind the stocks it's tracking. No, I use Rocket Scaler for liquidity. It's much better. Bookmap, decent, but how's it work with options or liquidity? It's a really smart solution. So options tell you where people want to buy or sell a stock, at what price, and at what time. And those options have value assigned to them based on the probability that that strike price is hit by expiration. Options also can be monitored to see when the options market's mirroring the stock market. If somebody buys 1 million shares of Apple, and also you see 10,000 calls of Apple bought, what usually means is somebody's 1 million shares of Apple were shorted by a market maker as well, who bought the calls to hedge their short. When you see tandem trades like that, you know that those calls belong to market makers. You can find the market maker calls, you can find liquidity, because market makers are only hedging against an illiquid moment where bulls are with no bears. And so when you can isolate where the market makers are, you can isolate where the illiquid parts of the market is. And by subtraction, liquid is what's left. And so we created a system to find liquidity pockets in the market. And liquidity pockets are so strong. As a matter of fact, 90% of the time under ideal conditions, a bull, bear, long takes off. Everyone here will tell you, I shout every single time when I make this trade because it's 90%. Here to here. That's scalp, 90%. We call this a liquidity pocket. So this is SPY. So I'm longing futures from there to there. Liquidity pockets are very strong supports when the stocks themselves are bullish. And we have an indicator up here that tells us that the stocks are bullish. 82% of the market cap of stocks are bullish as well. So we created this very sophisticated algorithm that can actually, we watch all markets simultaneously. We look for those tandem trades, and it's very powerful at finding liquidity ahead of time. Bookmap will like monitor real-time orders in real time. We tell you the levels at 9:30 in the morning before the day even starts, and the levels are the same all day. It's a little different because it's for you can plan ahead rather than react when it happens. It's the same. This is the same one I took on my funded. Yeah, it was up like $500, and then I just held on to it. Essentially on my funded, it went up, it came back down. I'm still hanging on to it. So to me, this is an all or nothing play. I either get the whole thing or I don't. For more information about it, you can see it here. The link I typed twice in chat. It's called positional risk analysis and gamma exposure analysis, and it's our tools are inside of a platform called Rocket Scooter. It's just a cracked up version of TradingView. Eating lunch right now in Chicago. Yup. Adrian and Z, that's information there. We do this bootcamp training, which only costs $20 for a whole month. It's like 20 sessions for a month, and $20 for 20 sessions, so $1 a day. Very popular. The cost is practically free-ish. You guys can join. It starts on Monday of next week, and I train on how all this works and how I use it, and like essentially day trading, training, risk management training, position management trading, all this kind of stuff. Did I help ICT, or did he help me with the secret algo? Oh yeah, he totally helped me. We decided to work together to make the super secret algo, clearly. ICT stuff and our stuff lines up pretty well, I hear. Our stuff isn't based on any of the concepts they base their stuff on, which is kind of neat how we both identify similar symmetries in the market through different methods. How basic is the boot camp? It starts from scratch. It's complicated and basic at the same time. If you're a new trader, it's easy to catch up on. If you're an existing trader, there is so much information that you are going to be satisfied. What most people say is the wealth of knowledge presented in the bootcamp is enormous and overwhelming. There's so much in it, but it's not hard to follow because it's broken apart and goes slow. And it's a 20-day process. We go through every single setup. Every single class is a different technique. Every single class is a different experience. It's cool. It's very cool. You can read the reviews. People have called it like life-changing and stuff. Not because they're, it's not a sales pitch for you guys. People have literally said this is the most value for anything they've ever spent $20 on. And they're like, why is not charging $5,000 for this class? Like, what's the catch? There's no catch. We just like to do it. And it's usually always been free. For members that use our platform, it's free. So if you are using the platform and the tools, then the classes always are free. And they're live every day at 4. Yeah, we have a Discord. If you if you use the platformer tools, the Discord is also free. Let's have a couple free channels in there just to hang out in. Yeah, we're probably the largest futures trading Discord for a paid community there is. I mean, we're pretty big. There's a lot of free Discords out there, but I mean, on ours, we have about 10,000 active users using the platform. So Discord's pretty big. So you'll have there's a lot of people in there that are very, our kind of style is a lot more like you see on my stream. It's a little more, I guess, serious. A lot of trading Discords are full of like knuckleheads and kids doing stupid shit. Ours is full of like engineers and programmers. It's like the nerdy, smart, like traders found our way here, and they kind of stick around because we're all kind of like math nerds and stuff. So it's a lot more, I would say, educational. Like really people trying really hard to do well and very helpful with each other. It's not a lot of noise, not a lot of nonsense. I really find it fortunate to chime in, and they're so good there. Like if I'm behind, they'll fill me in. Like, you know, I'll chime into my own Discord to get updates on news and stuff in case I miss out. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good group. The best $20. I mean, the only reason we made it cost anything at all, there's a perception of value. Like if it's free, you probably will just chime in and out, but if you pay for it, you'll commit the whole time. It's worth it. And then of course we have 2 employees that run the auxiliary part of the boot camp. They edit videos, make videos, and make handouts, and they're always doing graphic design for us. And then the $20 just pays them a monthly salary, and they keep all of it. We don't really make anything off of it. So boot camp, it's here, and we start again on Monday. And I'm gonna tell you guys, the boot camp is very cool. It's very detailed, and I'll show you guys what's in it. Hold on. I'll share with you what's in the first class. The link is here. The boot camp. Go here. I posted a couple times. It's on our website, but it's also in our Discord. So you can watch the videos in both places. But essentially, I'll give you a taste of what it's like. Here is a bunch of handouts. You can see on my screen on the left side. There's videos and handouts and videos and handouts and videos and handouts on the different topics. Our stuff is like one of our members puts a back test together and says, this particular thing happens 75% of the time. And published by one of the members. Our members are like publishing data and backtest results we share with you guys. All of our stuff is about stats, probabilities, and odds. This is the odds of this thing happening, the odds of that. It's systematic trading. It's edge-based trading that looks at odds. And the best part about something like that is we're trading like you would play poker, is you're looking at things with odds, betting big when the odds are big, and betting good and betting small when the odds are not good. And a lot of the stuff we present, like in PDFs and stuff, is going to have very detailed analysis of like data supports claim that 80% of candles give back less than 33% of their monthly range. Like we give you really solid data that actually can help you understand like greater concepts in the market. So again, the handouts are pretty good. It's not some garbage Furu class where you're fucking staring at charts with drawings on them. It's PDFs full of statistics of the odds of which certain these things happen. What's the 4%? 4% of days will close above this green line. 96% of days will close below it. That's the odds of this trade. Taekwon, to get the bands on the platform, you need to connect a futures data feed. So click this button down at the bottom, this little arrow, chevron. Then you go to connections, and then you must connect a real futures broker that works with CQG. So most of us here use AMP. If you don't have one, AMP is really good. And you buy your futures data from AMP, and AMP will give you a CQG login. Click that portion of the stream to get those steps right. Brokerage account, any one of them will do that works with CQG. If you don't have one, AMP is the cheapest one. The broker, you buy your data from them, level 1, top of book only. And then from there, they give you the login, and then the broker data will work through here. Why am I long 4%? Aha, right? Aha, yes, yes, yes. Okay, you nailed it. So this is a good question. Why am I long in the 4%? Let's talk about it. That's actually one of the concepts in the boot camp. And I'll tell you something neat. Let's pop out one of the handouts. Right. So here's kind of what happens. Let me show you the actual handout itself. And what this band is actually exploiting is something with margin requirements. It's a really cool thing. And it's very accurate as, in fact, as a pivot point. As you see, it's a really strong pivot. We calculate them pre-market last night, and they stay there all day. This is the, let's put this here. Ooh, my trades are all taken off. That's good. All right, y'all yell at me if I'm missing something. Inside of the bands, you will see that on our back test, under all conditions, 88% of days will close in between the green bands. It's rare that you break out of them. 4% of days will close above and 8% will close below. So the 4 and 96 comes from only 4% of days will break out and continue to break out. 96% of days will stay below this upper band. That's where it's from a back test. And so what it says is the market doesn't break structure too often. Now, what normally happens, and I'll tell you the downside first, since the majority of the days do stay in the middle, then when the market does sell off finally below this band, I will always long the market back into the band because of that high probability. Remember, 88 plus 4 is 92% of days will close above the lower. So because of what you thought, yes, I will always buy the dip to get back to the middle. And most of the time when you have those big sell-off days, majority of them make their way back in. But with the bull market, it's very rare that it actually breaks out. And when it does break out, it usually stays. The 4% is usually because they usually break and go and they stay. The reason this is 8%, really about maybe 20% of days might break, but the majority of the bear side comes back in. So because of that fact, it's not a lot of breaks to the upside. And when you do break, they usually hang here and then pick up momentum and keep going. You don't get a lot of upside breaks, and therefore I usually take them because most of the breaks tend to stay going. Only 4% of days do break though. Now more than 8% break to the downside. It's just most of them recover. And therefore I only long on downside breaks back to the middle, and on the upside I only long as well from here off the band itself and off of strong pivots. Another reason is that you'll learn in the first class is that in the last 10 years, well, I'll almost spoil it for the class. The majority of monthly candles are going to be green. Okay. So you're gonna have like 7 out of 10 months are green. And of the 3 months out of the year that are red, most of the red months will have wicks at the bottom to give back a third of the loss. Whereas of the 70% of candles that are green, 80% of them don't sell off. So the difference between green and red days. Red days recover a lot. Green days don't sell off a lot. On daily candles, under ideal conditions, which we have, 7 out of 10 days will be green and they'll have a wick, more than a third of the top. So I hope that helps. Because the overwhelming stats of bull market, I usually side in the side of a bull market and don't bet against it. DD just is a goofy word we came up with that stands for doomsday. It's just the name of the secret project we had while we're building the indicator. That doesn't mean anything relative to what it's doing. It's a bull bear bias ratio is what it really means. Wouldn't take much of an upside move across the Mag 7, right? And Apple is stalling, right? Stalling with bull pivot potential. Like Apple is bullish from here. Google, same thing. Google, bullish from here. Like some of the bigger ones have already moved. Microsoft has moved. Meta, same thing, bullish from here. So this time I'm just betting that the S&P holds its green line level. Although it's only 4% of days to break above, the risk and reward is good. That's why I'm only hitting it with one contract. I don't take a lot of risk on the second wave, but it does look pretty okay. I usually try to take it every time. Why do I think the market will rally? I just always bet that it does, unless I get signs that it won't. Right now, the stocks are still pushing higher, and I've got a lot of the Mag 7 haven't moved yet, and they're all bullish to close out bullish for the close. A lot of your stocks are maintaining gaps. They've gapped up and they're trading up. And towards the end of the day, this number is getting even better. Even if we do sell off, I've still got strong liquidity here and here to trade off of. He's trying to sell though. This is not finding a lot of support here. I still take the bet anyways. I cycle through them. Great question, Breath. I don't actually do any copy trading. I always cycle through them based on the probabilities and the trade quality. Copy trading is very rare. Sometimes I'll just long all of them at the same time if it's like an A+, but copy trading I never do. I always trade them individually. Thursday was similar action. Yep, it was. So from here, I'm going to maintain a stop right at about 80. Just in case it sort of like continues to pick up momentum. This was really nice. I like to see that. I thought we were going to pick up some movement there. We still should be good going into close. I just remember those lines. It's in the boot camp. I'll teach you about it. Again, my confidence in the trade is very low. It's not like the highest confidence. It's like a B setup, but the R&R is good in case it does play out. Roughly speaking, I'm stopping out if we start losing the key level in the S&P, which is roughly about this area. The upper target, I'm going to just exit my trade when NASDAQ hits its resistance, which is like 264 level. Like the R&R is pretty clean on this to move roughly, 120 to 40. It's about a 3-to-1 from here, but the probability is low, but the R&R is high. Hang in there. Let's see her rip. Let's take a look at this NASDAQ here. So like, while I am trading, focusing on ES, I do by proxy, I am watching NASDAQ because NASDAQ is the first resistance pivot. S&P's got plenty of room to move. NASDAQ has got like a limit right there. You should be good. So I'm up 10K today across my 10 funded accounts. I think it's like 97 or something like that. Let's just put 10K. I don't know the exact number anymore. $97 something. Yeah, I think we faced her. Yep. What kind of funded? So I'm live funded with ETF, which isn't shown on here because it's not Tradeovate. It's Rhythmic. I'm live funded with my funded futures. So I've actually gone live with two prop firms. So you guys might be doing prop firms, right? Sim stage eval and then funded. So it's the advanced level above funded. If you guys know the difference, going live is the invite only club where you do so well, they invite you to live. So I've gone live with two prop firms. The one in the middle is my funded futures live account. The 4 up here are funded next funded accounts, and the 5 down here are Tradeify funded accounts. So that's what I'm trading on. Did I still trade my ETF live? Yeah, but since it's not Tradeovate, I have to use a whole different program for it. It's it's Rhythmic, so it's RTrader. Which I hate RTrader. It doesn't give you anything like this. It doesn't even show you your balance or your report or anything. You can see your balance, but you can't see like stats or anything in your trades. Like Rhythmic is, and I'd have to use a different platform, which I haven't really put much research into it. Like what good platforms use Rhythmic. ETF straight to funded accounts are they're very good. I like the program. I've never used it personally since I'm live with it, but the rules are very competitive and they're very good. It compares to Tradeify. Yeah, it's really good. They have a unique approach to consistency that is different. Most prop firms, when you go over your consistency, will make you trade to a different profit target, like bigger profit target. ETF, if you trade too big, then your minimum trading day for a day to count as a trading day gets bigger. So if you have a big blowout day, you can't just flip your accounts to go to the finish line. Both consistency methods will make you trade longer. They'll make sure that you have to continue to trade big and be at one big account, one big game. It's just kind of a creative way to do it. Fighting for pennies right now. The R&R is pretty good for an end of the day breakout if we get it. But if we dip, I mean, I've got A+ setups underneath. It'd be all right. Not a lot of volume today, though. Slow and boring. Underneath, yeah. So if you guys are like, what kind of dips can we get, right? So on the S&P, these levels that I marked here are called liquidity pockets right here. I'm just worried that we get this big fuck you candle coming out of here. It can happen, but this is a bull zone. This is the bear zone. That, like this. So bull zone is always support. Bear zone top is always support. So usually this whole entire range is support. So roughly 15 points lower, 15, 20 points lower on the index. This out of the way. On SPY, you can see right here, call them liquidity pockets. It's this range right here. This is all support. And if you break 600, it crashes. There's nothing underneath this to support this. So like if I were to jump in to short this, I'd let it fall to there and I'll chase the short because it'll fall pretty hard. Man, I'm almost like maybe I should go take profit on some of these moves, but I'm chilling. One contract, I'm not risking anything per account, really. Not like I'm taking big risk. The run is pretty solid though. If it's another leg up, it's pretty substantial. S&P doesn't have any resistance until 61.33. There's nothing up here. Which is good. NASDAQ has an interrupt in the way we call them, you know, buffer, margin buffer limit, yellow line right here. That is the resistance on NASDAQ. Which my question is, now, one thing to take note of is 264. Oops. I'm curious as to how close we are. 264. Oh, it's not even close on the old contract. Okay. I would say that while Top Step, you might think Top Step is near the top. Yeah, I would say that I'd argue that my funded futures expert account is better than Top Steps as far as getting to funded. You do get a payout cap with that though. Everything is always a plus or minus somewhere because there's no consistency rule in the my funded futures expert, and Top Step has consistency, but it's only 50%. So it'll take you 3 days to go funded, but yeah, I would say that a lot of those, they don't have straight to funded though as well. So as Michael is explaining to you guys, the platform shows you the option exposure levels and shows you how it all works. Like under the hood, we teach you in the boot camp. The options, the platform just shows you the levels. All right, here's that balance point again. Actually, S&P is about there. Or like here. What are we doing here? So yeah, my first bounce is about there. They're starting to deviate from each other right now. I'm having to move this line down because where S&P currently is relative to its own 60.89. The S&P is starting to speed up relative to the Nasdaq. So this is kind of this could be sell-off indication. So S&P, Nasdaq is roughly here now. So about like there. So S&P's level is more like there now. They're starting to deviate pretty wildly. The Nasdaq is getting wider relative to the S&P's moves. A little bit of stock selling here. Curious who it is. Let's thumb through these really quick. Nope. 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 Like I said, this is a B setup. I'm not expecting much, but since probability is low, I'm hitting it with a really small position. It's just typical of setups that are like decent, but not the highest prob. And we do crash out for the day. That's totally cool too. No big deal. I've got liquidity pockets all day long. Like I fully expect this to not die today. I don't think the market's dead. So I do hope down here and here are A+ setups anyways. I'll smack the market hard a second time. There's no consistency in Top Step Sim. I thought it was 50%. Have they changed that recently? Last I did Top Step Sim, it was 50%. Yeah, okay. Yeah, because somebody said, because you just said no consistency in Top Step, so it's still there. Am I live every day? Every day, baby. Every day. Yeah, Top Step is the sweet spot for payouts, though. Top Step is really known for big payouts, consistent payouts. Yeah. I'd say as far as like once you go funded, Top Step is in the top 3 and will always probably be in the top 3 once funded. The big 3, Top Step, My Funded Futures, Tradeify. Those are the big 3 right now. In my opinion. You really can't find any problems with them. No complaints from customers. No shenanigans. I mean, there's an occasional complaint, but like no shenanigans. You know, by the book rules. You follow the rules. You get payout. You know, very popular. Very good. Very professional. Those are like the go-to. They all pay. Yeah, T, what's up, Tom? Yeah, he says like they basically, those are the big 3. And of course, I work with other ones that of course I do vouch for as well. ETF, Apex is like moving to the end of my list. I'm not really a huge Apex supporter for the most part. I'll tell you, take profit is what everybody is using instead of Apex now. At least in our stream, everybody that traded Apex has switched to take profit. I don't know anybody still using Apex. Take profit is just a better version of Apex. They have trailing drawdown like Apex does, only on the funded side. They don't have trailing drawdown on the eval side, which makes it easier than Apex. And you get daily payouts. So that's what's hot about them. Well, 80 was about my pull out point on this trade. But A little bit of fade. I'm still like way up for the day. I have no desire to lose anything big. But I am betting for end of the day move. Got about an hour left on this market. The fact is we've been flat and sitting flat and high all day. It's going to all come down to how we expire today's options. Now we are breaking back into that gap range. This is where technical traders right now, right, are going to see this and start saying, okay, we're going to start filling all of this gap now. And it could go pretty quick. Now, my thought is quick squeeze and then fake everyone out and keep going. But we'll see. We'll see. I think coming off of Friday's crazy selling pressure, people do not have a place to get back out on the long side. I don't think at all that the stock market is going to reward people by giving them an effing discount in the middle of a bull market for no reason whatsoever. I don't think we're going to get that. I think right now it needs to trap, at least if it's not even real, it needs to trap bulls at the top, not give them an opportunity to get in at a low. So I think this break is the fake out and we're back on top. We'll see how that works out. Wish me luck. Take profit. You really have to make your buffer right away. You really do, as Michael said. He's 100% right. You got to get your buffer pretty quick. And then the trailing drawdown is brutal on the funded. But once you get past it, then you're golden. Right. So with proffers like take profit, you just got to be patient. And your first trade needs to be like your best trade. You know what I mean? Yeah, you guys nailed it. So every single prop firm out there has a way to approach it. If you guys want my personal opinion, okay, if you want straight to funded, Tradeify is the best. ETF is new to the scene, but they're actually really good too on straight to funded. If you want end of the day drawdowns, my funded futures expert is the undisputed king of all prop accounts. It's the best one out there on any accord. ETF has the best static account out there. And overall, as far as payouts go, Tradeify, MyFunded, and TopStep are known as, you know, being like S tier for payouts. And then Take Profit is the apex competitor. Cheap and fast with daily payouts. So it's up to you. If you like the trailing drawdown, go Take Profit route. So end of the day is MyFunded. Trailing is Take Profit. Direct to funded is Tradeify with ETF closing in. Static is ETF. Their static is the best out there. And then, you know, TopStep is an honorable mention because they're like a blend of, well, it's kind of like TopStep is it's kind of like a similar to MyFunded's expert, but that's my take on what I think the best ones are. And you'll have good customer service and all the auxiliary stuff is good, you know, good response, active Discord, you know, no shenanigans, no payout denials for weird shit. The best for the no payout denials I have to give to Tradeify. I don't think I've ever heard of a single person getting denied for Tradeify ever one time for any reason. I don't know a single person that's claimed a payout denial from Tradeify. Like literally, I remember Brett on a podcast that I did with him. I interviewed Brett and he said, I think in the history of Tradeify, we've denied 3 people. And that was, I think, in March when we did it. Because theirs is just automated. It's by the book. The rules are simple and they don't require any subjectiveness. They let you do anything. You can DCA, you can do whatever. So please come to the trend line for the better short or break through the retest and push. Then you'll target HOD CJ. Let's go. I think that fake out was what we were getting there. About the giveaway for MyFunded. Yeah, let me check up on it and make sure you get your accounts. It usually takes a day or two. And the weekend and it's Father's Day, you know, people got behind. What's the best way to identify A+ setups? Anything that happens 90% of the time or better under ideal conditions. In the Discord, there's a handout. And let me show it to you. You learned this in the boot camp, by the way. this takes off, man, maybe get a 20K day today. Be nice. Okay, so on here, you guys just take a look at full screen here. On this side, my A+ setups are going to be under ideal conditions. MHP bounces, liquidity pocket, bear zone top, which was today, bull zone bottom, which was today, and DD ratio bottom on the long side. These are 4 A+ under ideal conditions. Ideal conditions is all your resiliences are positive for this. DD ratio is greater than half for that, and no irrational alerts. A setups are something that's 80% or better under ideal conditions, which would be like hedge pressure. And then B setups would be like upper DD band breaks, the smaller probable things that are strong though when they do work. That's the B setup. So B usually means the trade is good if it works, like the R&R is good, but the probability is kind of meh. So the way the probabilities work is 90% or better is A+ under ideal, 80 to 90 is A, and 60 to 80 is B. The exception is this DD band break on the upside. I still consider a B because it's really hard to sell off from here. It doesn't do it that often. It usually hugs the line, and maybe it closes right below it or somewhere near it. The difference between the upper and lower band is that most of your lower band breaks will look like this. Like, they'll break down and they'll come back in and maybe rally. Most of your upper band breaks are like, they hug the line and they kind of play around the line and they eventually will go or whatever. But what the upper band breaks don't usually do is you don't usually see this and then you see that. It's not the opposite of the downside. The downside loves to jump back to the middle. The upside loves to hug the upside. And so the difference is, really big. Whether you break or you don't, the volatility is much bigger. You get more movement down here. Up here, it kind of glues, as we're seeing, right? Is there a paid only section of the Discord? Yeah, so the Discord is for people that use our platform or join the bootcamp. The bootcamp is only $20 a month. So essentially, quote unquote, if you want Discord access, it's $20 a month. And it comes with the bootcamp, which is the training we do every day. The majority of Discord is locked behind that so that it's a little cleaner and doesn't get spammed, and crypto scammers and shit will show up there otherwise. Yeah, so once you join the Discord, you get access to the chat room and the education stuff as a bootcamp member. If you buy the platform, it unlocks other channels for the platform, which is a lot more extra stuff. Bootcamp, you should see the chat rooms when you're at the bootcamp. Yeah, somebody says think of a AAA setup as what you can repeat most of the time and make money with. Yeah, the way I use my A, B, C, or A and B, whatever, just to represent the probability that it works. And everyone has their own system of what they trust. Like the A+ setup is like every single time. All right. Let's take a look at what we got here. Hang in there, green line. All right, so what do you guys think? This is a general thought. Up, down, crash from here, rally from here. What do we got? Tough, tough, tough. This last little return move was pretty nice. Can't be bullish when war is going. Well, when war we're participating in, it's hard to be really bullish, but I don't think we're going to be in that conflict. So you're right. It just comes down to whether you believe we're going to be in that war or not. And chances are pretty much zero. I don't think that's part of the plan for US. So we should be okay. Now, if we start hearing news of bombings or attacks on American targets, or the rhetoric changes to where Trump shows interest in fighting in the region, then yeah, it can get bad. But so far, all things being equal, they're saying they don't want to do anything, and they're fighting for diplomacy instead. So luckily, hopefully, at least for us as traders, no more craziness in the market because of Israel and Iran stuff. Hopefully, as we'll say. Hopefully that stays the place. %96 chance it goes down. No. 90, not that it goes down. 96% of days will close below the upper green line. That's the rule. Let me detail what this means. 96% of days close below here. 4% will close above here. Just close. Now, I'll tell you, bull markets don't sell off hard. So when I say close below, I mean it sometimes usually closes like right here. Bull markets are going to hug the top. Don't expect them to sell off, okay? 4% of days break, but when they break, the break is big. 96% of days don't rally through here, but they still kind of hug the top. Selling off is the rarest of the rare from this green band. So I usually take the bull bat off of it. I usually align myself with the stocks. The stocks are bullish, which is this ratio up here. You always know that I refer to this ratio almost like 200 times a day. This is where the market is bullish or bearish. And 85% of the market cap in S&P is bullish. Then I always take the bull side bets as much as I can. What's our capacity to generate 20 million barrels of oil a day? Well, we can easily do that. We just don't have enough oil and break-even points that are, you know, able to satisfy some of these plants that need or some of these rigs that can drill much lower price than we can. Most of our oil depends on where you go, but a lot of our oil, like up in the northern area, like Bakken region and stuff, you got $90, $100, $120 break-even points in some of those wells. They're never going to see the light of day with $60 oil. But if we were to produce 20 million a day, we easily could. We probably could only produce it on average between like the lower price WTI and like the higher price, you know, shale type oil and such. To produce 20 million a day, we probably can only do it for, I don't know the current prices, but I would guess $80 plus a barrel. Maybe we could do it. I haven't really paid much attention to the pricing and all the availability. I used to know a lot of these numbers from back in the day. But yeah, we have so much oil in the United States. It's just shit oil. It's hard to process, and it costs a lot to process it. That's why it's expensive. The problem is not that we can't produce it. It's that, I mean, they can't draw it out of the ground. It's that we can't produce it easily. I used to design chemical plants when I first started, before I moved into working at one as part of my original job out of college. And, you know, anything, just like your car, any kind of reactor takes a certain spec of shit that goes in it. It can't be too high. It can't be too low. It has to be your perfect design between your lower and upper boundaries of whatever. Boiling points, free radicals, sand, water, metals, shit that just comes with the oil has to be within a certain range of the upper and lower boundaries for it to successfully process in the plant. If it's too high or too low, then companies will have to install like pre-treatment units. It's expensive and takes a while to pre-clean it so that the existing engine, quote unquote, can process it. So it's kind of like your car. If your car says it uses super unleaded, the engine is designed for a certain octane rating. You can't go too low, you can't go too high, or else you can knock your engine. And it's the same kind of thing. So break-even point of oil even being higher, it's not like we can even process our own oil that easily, because it would not meet like strict environmental standards and stuff here. A lot of our oil that we could to expand to that capacity is very dirty. There's a lot of sulfur, a lot of nitrogen, which you can't have. Creates, nitric acid, SOx and NOx, right? A lot of nickel and vanadium impurities, which are neurotoxic heavy metals. You have to clean out. Just dirty, junky oil. But you can, shale oil was dirty, junky oil. We can support our own infrastructure, but it would be very expensive to do so. Yeah. What if we just produce a discounted? I mean, we could produce it, just we don't have a lot of it. The reason we import is because it's light. It's a lighter, sweeter grade that all of our refineries were designed to process. The problem being is that if your refinery isn't designed to process it, we couldn't process it any further. One thing is we got to get the oil and convert it to gasoline. And so companies will have to pay to install like new gear to pre-treat that oil so they can make gasoline that meets environmental standards. And it's expensive, and it takes a while to retrofit your plants to do that. We can be fully energy independent from the Middle East if we wanted to. It would just be very expensive, and gas prices would be very expensive if we didn't import. But we certainly have enough oil from all my friends I know that work in oil to support ourselves fully. We just don't want to. It's too expensive. Um, 80 is my stop point. And I get right back in at bull zone and bear zone top. So I was happy when I saw that move, but it doesn't look like we're going to get a big run off of this. I'm still optimistic though. Do 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 do. Yeah, you're right. Be cheaper than spending on equipment or to give it away to those who are fighting against. Yeah. Trust me when I say, I think that you're right. I'm right at like my stop area. Just one contract on this on this trade. I didn't go any heavier. And it's not just like cheaper, it's also time. If you like design and build, so to design new equipment, right? You could take 3 to 6 months for just small treatment units, up to a year or greater for bigger treatment units, pre-treatment units. So you have to initiate a project, go out for bids, get a company to design it for you, go all the back and forth. And after they design it, then they got to construct it. Then they got to come either build it or ship it to you. Then you got to install it. Then you got to test it. You got to turn around. You got to retrofit your entire plant to handle the downstream because you might change your output. So everything must change. Some of these units, you're talking a couple of years to retrofit sometimes. It could be big and probably cost hundreds of millions of dollars. And so now you basically have to ask the Chevrons and Shells of the world, do they want to do that? And they always say no. They lobby to keep shipping cheap oil in so they don't have to change their refineries. So that's kind of where we're stuck. Would I typically average down to move like this? Yeah, sometimes yes. It depends on the situation. Now here's the situation we have, guys. Situation is as follows. I've got an A+ setup here. I've got an A+ setup here. I've got a rinky-dink B setup there. We're falling into strong setup territory. And this is where I ask myself, like, is it worth just holding on? That's why I grabbed one contract. 15 points on one is just $700 drawdown for the bigger run up. If we fall, I've got plenty of space to jump in to make some trades. So normally, because I know I have a weak setup and 2 strong setups here, I only have one contract. If we fall inside of here, I'm going to smack it hard. I thought about stopping at 80 so that I can try again at 64 and 74. And that's why I just put one on it. And we're bouncing off of it. But because I have strong pivots nearby, I tend to more likely want to average into it. In this particular case, it's 20 points drop on the S&P on one contract is $1,000. I'm not too worried about it. I need to get a haircut. So we'll see. Let's see how this one turns out. If we were to fall right back into here, oh, that'd be lovely trades all through here. This is the same single contract I've been babysitting since my funded. It's been up 600. It's been down 500. It's just been like this. So it's kind of an all or nothing for me. Either going to get the big trade or not. I don't really care to like. Oh, the run is pretty quick. If it falls, I'll just stop out at 80. And then, of course, I got 74 to dive right back in, which I probably will. Yeah, all my setups are long from here. There's nothing bearish on my setups today. I was really excited to see these green candles. I thought that was been the hope that I needed. Hang in there, baby. Let's get that end of the day rally. Let's get it. Now, there's not much left on the day, though. So I don't know if we're going to get something big in 40 minutes, but... Back to watching NASDAQ here. This 40, 16 points. NASDAQ here, 16. 76. Oh. There's a lot of separation between the two. The divergence is starting to get really big. The S&P and NASDAQ are starting to trade at faster paces, which means we're getting really lopsided on tech. Let me double check. Yeah, very lopsided on tech, you can see. Look at the sectors. Tech is very, very, very big relative to energy and other S&P only. Energy, industrials, materials. Right, these are like they're not moving, like tech is moving at double the pace of everything else that's moving. Tech and communication. So your NASDAQ stuff is very heavy long side. And you didn't even get most of the stocks moving. Like Google hasn't really moved much. It's starting to pick up some steam. And like basically the NASDAQ just looks like Nvidia today. Kind of like too crazy to see that. Actually, more like the S&P looks like Nvidia. Bum, 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 bum. Why don't I put a limit buy at that area? Well, I intend to buy. I'm just going to manually buy it. Well, I like to watch. It's not just the level that's important to me. It's the level plus I look at the volume when it gets there. I want to see what the volume's doing. So you're right. And what I do is I'll manually enter. If we get there, I'm going to analyze what's going on. Yeah, it is getting a little bit of extra selling pressure here. I know the moment I trim out, it's going to move. Such is my life. That's why the risk is small. Why does the divergence matter? It doesn't really matter. It just, to see that one is moving faster than the other, it just indicates that people are like, not all the stocks are going up at once. If NASDAQ is moving faster than the S&P, it might mean that tech is just getting a really strong interest in buying. And the index is not going to move fast. When you have divergence, the index will move slow because it hints at rotating. People are getting out of one thing and getting into another. When you want the index to move fast, you want people getting into everything all at once. So NASDAQ should be up and S&P should be up. When they're split like that, then people might be selling utilities, selling energy to buy tech. The index will just move slow. And so the divergence is keeping it from moving quick, yeah? Great question, by the way. You're not going to see, you would see double the momentum if everything was going up. And right now you see a little bit of some S&P being sold off a little bit and NASDAQ's holding the fort. So some of the rotation is like leaving, maybe energy. It's kind of hard to tell. Maybe we can look around for it. Yeah, like energy is kind of down today, selling off a little bit. Oh, hello. We've got some movement here. Looks like there must be some news. Let's listen for the wee woo in a second. Something's kicking. There's some volume here. Hold on. Let's go back to futures. Where's the wee woo? Where's the wee woo? Come on, give me the siren. Woo! Something's going on. Trump talks about joining the defense. What we got going on here? Fucking A, man. How come we didn't hear the wee woo? Woo! Oh my gosh. Can we get a wee woo today? Save the day, Papa Bear. Let's go. Maybe I should close some of these. They're all up like another $500-600 each. Should I mean, there's only 30 minutes left on the day. Like, how risky should I get on this? Or just like take profit and be like, whatever? Or should I hold on to this Lone Ranger contract and let it rip? What do y'all think? What are we thinking, y'all? Let it rip? Y'all are some degens. I know what the fuck y'all are gonna say. I know exactly what y'all are gonna say. You're gonna tell me, Matt, don't be a wuss. Have some balls. That's supposed to be, it should be bad news. Well, preparation being made to allow joining the attack if Trump gives the green light. Okay, that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean that Trump's giving the green light. That just means preparations are being made. This is us beating our chest to let them know that we're a button push away from joining. I wouldn't think that this means we're joining. And I don't know where that source is and who's saying that. Citing an American source. Okay, who's the source though? We didn't get a wee woo out of this, which is the alarm. That means it wasn't super important, but we did get some volume off of that. Canada minister in charge of U.S. trade is confident Canada is making progress on a deal with the U.S. Oh, very nice. Citing source, no name. Yeah. So who knows? Should I just close like the Lone Ranger contract here and just call it? I mean, it's not like I'm unhappy with the money I've made. I started, you know, I bought earlier and all these dips and all my accounts, they're all up. Let me start closing like half of them. Whatever. I got 30 minutes left. Let me close all of them but 2. And I'll leave the one on the screen on. And see where that takes me. I told you guys I grabbed one contract in all the accounts earlier today on that first dip. Second dip, third dip, I just grabbed. So somebody asked earlier, like, I was like, I'm long in all my accounts with one contract. So that was decent enough for $600 in each one of them. I think I'm up like 14K now. I locked profit in all but 2 accounts on that big pop. I was up, I was down, I was back up. I'm just saying fuck it because I got 30 minutes left. Pamp it. Let's go. Let's go to the top. Whoo. All right. Appreciate you guys joining the stream and sticking around with us, watching me trade. I can't wait to see when Brett pushes me live a Tradeify. I'll be excited to finally go live there. My 3rd live account in prop firm, and I've only been in prop firms for like 6 months, so like seriously for 6 months. I gave a stab at like Apex late last year, and then I kind of just abandoned prop firms for a little bit. I went live with ETF, and then I stuck with that. And then for the first of the year, when Tradeify started getting big, I jumped back into prop firms again for the sole reason of using them as marketing tools, just to show them the best on YouTube. Like, let me go to the prop firm, crazy hard rules, and let me go get these live accounts everyone's talking about. If anyone can earn it, it's me. That's what I was saying. So hopefully, right, we'll see how it works. I've got live twice. It's hard to get live. It's not easy. Woo! Woo! We lose the stream? Whoa. Damn, did y'all see that? Did y'all hear that shit? Baby. Oh, dude, the power flicked out. All my UPS is kicked on for a second. I was like, did my power go out? That's what I cared about. Damn, dude, that shook my house. Was that a missile from Iran? Yeah, it sounded like it. That was loud. That hit my house. Hold up. Not hit my house, but it was like near my house. Hold on. Let me see if I can hear it. Hold on. I thought I lost power, man. I was been pissed.
This problem is tricky. How solving it? Get the Google app to find out.
I was up. I was down. I was back up. I'm gonna say fuck it because I got 30 minutes left. Pamp it. Let's go. Let's go to the top. Ooh. All right. I'm watching it on my phone. Appreciate you guys joining the stream and sticking around with us, watching me trade. I can't wait to see when Brett pushes me live and trade it, like seriously for a little bit of using them. I'm trying to get to the point where the lightning went off. Best on YouTube. Like, let me go to the prop firm. Crazy hard rules. Stream. Whoa. Hold on. Oh God, you can hear it. So hopefully, right? We'll see how it works. I've got live twice. Y'all can hear it. It's hard to get live. It's not easy. Woo! We'll see how it works. I've got live twice. It's hard to get live. It's not easy. Oh God, dude, it's loud. You guys all heard it. That's crazy. Well, and then I have 2 uninterrupted power supplies underneath my desk. That power everything in here. They're all just gigantic battery boxes, and each one of them clicked on for a split second. I heard them go click, click, and then they clicked off. I turned around to see if the power shut out, but we were good. But I can run for like maybe 15 or 20 minutes. The internet didn't cut out. That's good. Yeah, battery backup on the computer and the internet. Yeah, same. But the internet goes out, it's a whole different story, right? Damn. Yeah, I heard it in my phone. That's crazy. That's how loud it was. It was loud enough to make the house shake. I can feel it. So whatever it hit like 20, 30, 50 feet away, like the neighbor's house or something. It was loud. Who knows? Oh, Dave Chappelle. Yeah. All right. How's this day going to close, man? 30 minutes left. What do we got? I am long in just 2 accounts now. That's it. Let's get big pop. End of the day, baby. I think I'm up 14K. We'll do the math in a second. I went ahead and took profit on everything just because we don't have much time left. I was hoping that we would have rallied maybe hours ago, but I got 1 contract here. I got 2 contracts in 1 more account just to see how it goes. Reporter on X cites American source on Israel. Hey, a few more days of pressure may be needed to bring about agreement on the terms. Okay. We'll see how it goes, baby. Hopefully don't lose power. The last thing I want to do is be sitting here in the dark. That's the last thing I want to do. Anybody got no time for that? Do I go over stocks as well? Not as much, but I mean, in the way they pertain to the movement of the index, I'll cover stocks. But I don't trade stocks, so I don't really talk about them to trade them. We'll watch key levels, and usually like the Mag 7, it's kind of like the big driving force of the index. And mostly we're index traders here, so we'll cover topical stuff, the overall stock market, and then mostly like stock performance and stuff. Man, are we not going to get some movement today? Give me some big green. What a stupid waste of my time all day today. The plant one how's this contract even down $500? What was my entry point on this? It's 60.40, huh? 60.38. I must just be like the dumbest entry. Well, no, that's a good entry. 38 is the level I should have been at. Well, technically speaking, 89. I bought at the right spot. This ain't even working now. What the heck? Maybe Nvidia's still selling off. That's all right. I'm glad I closed everything else out except for these 2 accounts that are still open. My current cumulative open drawdown is only like $500, or sorry, $600, give or take. One of them, I had 2 contracts from here. The other one, I have one from here that's down. So this one is down. The other one's flat-ish. Maddie, you're running up your phone because of lightning storm? Took out your garage door opener and your thermostat? Dude, like they got fried because you got zapped? That sucks, man. Why is it showing me down if I entered at 38? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so I'm trading the M contract because I was just too lazy to roll over on my screen while I'm looking at the U contract. That's my bad. So my U contract, 89 here is the same as 38 here. So there's a difference between the 2 contracts. So this 89 on the chart is equal to the 38 over here because this is M, this is July, this is September. Sorry about that. That's probably confusing. Tomorrow I will be trading U, by the way. I just have 10 DOMs I had to switch and I didn't do all of them, so then I just decided to, like, instead of do them all in the stream, just be like, whatever. Let the market cook. I know. You know, very nice. I was hoping for a rally midday, but we can get it. I'd be happy with that. Another one of those should have put down that Iron Condor day today. You know it, right? Feels like it. Market did nothing, just trickling lower, sitting flat. Maybe another day. Internals look strong. Yeah, same thing, Dave, right? Internals look strong today. Everything still looks good. Like, maybe I'll be rewarded by hanging out all the way until like the last possible minute. So by the way, guys, our boot camp starts in another Monday. It's the most popular thing that we do here. If you guys haven't checked it out, I invite you to read the reviews. It's only $1 a day for like the 20 classes that we do. Here's the link. It's $20. We start in 2 Mondays. We get hundreds of people show up. It's the most popular thing we do, and everyone on the group buzzes about it. We get so happy when we start over. So in 2 Mondays, we'll do it. Boot camp, you can read all the reviews from all the customers here. I mean, this is all people saying. I'm gonna let you count the stars, mostly 5 stars. And people have been giving like just rave freaking reviews on their experience with this boot camp. Customers come in there and leave reviews. If you've taken it already, do me a favor, leave me a review. Whether you love it, hate it, I don't care. Just leave a review. Let everybody check it out. It's a 20-day process, and we go over pretty much everything related to trading and risk management. All my style, system, everything. And it's only $20. There's no big fee that comes with that. It's just $20 every month. You want to stick with it. And it's done that low for a reason. It's kind of like a giant FU to the trading education industry that likes to charge lots of money for stuff. We're better than everyone out there at trading. I am. I'll trade circles on any influencer ×2. And I don't charge you $200 a month for Discord. I don't think that's right. Wow, more lightning. That one wasn't as big, but that one was kind of big. So we made it like $1 a day, just to basically, you know, and every day we meet right at market close. We're on the off week now, and we start up again on Monday. We still meet and have a small session. There's 3 little bonus classes, and we're going to do a bonus class on trader funding programs on Wednesday. So this is like the off week in between. You kind of heard a little bit. Yeah, watch the videos early. And if you guys follow me along here or watch on my funded, you'll be able to learn a little bit more about what all these pivots mean and the odds that go with them and stuff. Why we do what we do, what the back test showed. It's very informative. And I promise you guys, if you don't like it, well, we always tell you, if like after like the 3rd class or something, you're like, that's not for me, not my style. We always give you your $20 back. It's not like it's a big deal. It's not everyone's flavor, but in the history of doing the boot camp, nobody has ever asked for a refund within 3 days. But it's there if you want it. Start the stream at 8:30 in the morning, an hour pre-market. And I usually stream all the way till market close. Oh, the bootcamp link. Oh, here's the link for it. Hold on. Most of it's future centric, and it's very much trader funding program centric. Position sizing, all of that. Yeah, I got my 1 contract on this right of the screen. I got another one of my accounts along too. Not that big of a deal. God, it'd be so nice just to kind of MOC in 10 minutes. Let's see if it does anything good. Yeah, that Trump news was kind of, or that US-Iran news was kind of nothing burger, right? The market just weirdly moved on that. Iran launches a new missile strike at Israel. Market's not going to really respond to that anymore. I think the panic is over. That was from 2 minutes ago. Yeah, I teach everything in the boot camp. So even if you use Thinkorswim, it's still useful. Because if you guys watch the stream, you might want to be like, what the heck is this guy even talking about? It goes over a lot of that. So you'll be able to follow, you know, what we talk about here much easier. Everything will make more sense. I teach you what all these indicators and stuff mean and what they do and like the coolness behind them, how they work, the inside the under the hood. Like we tell you how resilience is designed. We tell you kind of how all this stuff works, what it's doing. Yeah, the month, Clint, if you get the platform, the bootcamp is actually free. So if you guys are lifetime members or monthly members to the platform or the tools, the bootcamp just comes with it. You don't have to pay for that. It was always a free thing we did so that our members could always get together and stay on top of our skills, and we don't charge extra for it. It's only for people that don't have the platform is at 20. If you have the platform, it's free. So is it supposed to have live classes as well? Praneeth, yeah, but they don't start until Monday of next week. You're on the off season right now. So the boot camp, just hang tight because coming Monday we'll start over. Yeah. So it's the pre-recorded videos is what you got now. And then come Monday, we go through all of it as a team. And then we have live session to go over the video, the content, and then we talk about current market. You're 67 away from passing your TPT eval. Advice, don't think about that. Don't think about, I need to just make a quick $70 trade. Do your normal thing. If it's an A+ setup, hit it hard. Don't try to think too much about it. You know, obviously with $67 away, you don't need to make a big trade. You just need to make a high probable trade. You probably can just inch there with micros, you know, wait for a good setup and think about baseball. Baseball. I would inch forward with micros, wait for a good A+ setup and just inch my way forward. The last thing you want to do is trade big. You're almost there, right? So hit your good setups with some micros. Yeah. Clint. Oh yeah. Cool, man. We'll appreciate it. Yeah. The community is really cool too. And you guys will really, if y'all are new to the group, our Discord and our community is top tier. As far as trading rooms go and trade communities, nothing like it. I consider myself fortunate to be involved in the community, not just as like a leader there, but just being a member there. I learn so much from these people. I feel like all the smart, good traders end up in our group. It's all like computer programmers and engineers and math nerds and data peoples. So if you're hungry for like advanced learning, you're going to find all of that. It is time to have a new music contest. Yep. Helpful is giving you great advice. Just pick 5 minis, flip a coin, see what happens. Yeah. Honestly, probably, you know, 5 NASDAQ micros would be way too much for even $67. I would tap it with 2 or 3 micros on an A+ setup and just ride it up. Come on, let's go MOC in 5 minutes. All right, while it's doing that, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Right. Oh, let's get that green candle going. I can't wait to tally up my final 2 accounts and see how well they do. This stupid one right here, I'll just be happy if it makes something. It's been minus $200 or $300 for the last 2 hours. I've just been hanging on to it. I just added up my accounts. I'm up 13,000 today. I made another 4 grand. I haven't updated the screenshot. I'll do that in a second. Focus on this trade here. So basically, I had this long contract here and I had a couple more. And then when we got that big Trump pop, or that Iran pop, I just closed everything out. You know, you guys know me. I hate big green candles like that, big red candles like that. I go live an hour pre-market. I'm here all morning, so be here in the morning since the session is packed. We get like 4,000 or 5,000 people come through our morning show. It's huge. In the afternoon, we just started doing afternoons, so it so we're starting to grow here in the afternoon as well. I get about like 500 people in the afternoon, maybe. Total about 3,000 or 4,000 people watch the afternoon. So the morning is really big. We're one of the bigger morning streams out there. So yeah, you guys have come pre-market about an hour early. This is where my long comes in. 3 minutes until MOC algo kicks on. I would be happy if I hit 6,100 again. I'm not gonna lie. I should have taken profit on that. I was just being greedy. And then it was like bouncing around. It sucked back down. So I was up on this one. It should have been nice. I hope tonight, this 264 level, I really love to see that tonight. Okay, we've got the MOC starts in 2 minutes, guys. The algo will kick on and start trying to price the index. So watch out. What's going on? My browser's all frozen up here. I can't see anything. What's going on, browser? Hold on, guys. My freaking browser crashed here. Hold on. There we go. Now I can see everything again. Oh, we just started up. There it is. My thing was all frozen up here for a minute. Hang in there. A little bit of. Where the heck did it go? So the initial push on the 350 was down. Hang in there. Can we get some run on this? Like the internet has absolutely slowed to a crawl right now. My YouTube, I can't see you guys chat. Like my internet's just like my browser crashed and to open everything back up. So let's see what's going on here. Come on, YouTube, load up. What on earth is going on here? Okay, I'm trying to get YouTube. I can't see your comments, guys, so hold up. There we go. Now we're back. All right. Come on, market. My browser is doing it again. All right. Okay, I can't see chat, guys. We're winging it here. All my tabs are frozen. What is going on here? All right, let's make a new instance of my browser here. All right, we're going in the dark here, guys. Something is up. Closing some stuff down. Firefox is like up and died on me now. So whatever you guys are saying. Oh, I can let me look at my phone really quick. All right, I can see it from my phone. All right, what's up? Chop chop. Yep, crap shoot. Oh, that porn got me a virus. I use good porn sites. What the heck? Damn it. I mean, you could trade the last half hour of the day, maybe trade, maybe not trade. I mean, it's really like the timing isn't really like a big deal. I was like trying to move into close, looking solid here. Hang on, NASDAQ. Dude, I'm getting like major delays on my shit here. I can't even close. I can't even see anything. Okay. I'm just going to close out last couple of minutes here. All right, let me reload up YouTube here. Yeah, dude, I'm having like major computer malfunctions. The internet is slow to a crawl. Maybe it's just a Houston thing. All right. So I just exited my positions at whatever I got. Let's add it up. Here it is. Oh, I hate sometimes these kind of things happen. All right. Okay. All right. There's the total for today. If you guys can still see my screen. My Tradeify just broke now. No, it should be there. Hold up. That's the final tally today. Pretty decent. I like it's like 13K maybe. Something like that. So no more. Let me open up my thing here. I have to reboot my computer in a second. There we go. We're back. All right. Market's closing in 3 minutes. Yeah, there's like my internet speed is like slow to a crawl here. So whatever that ends up adding up to be, maybe like 12, 13,000, something like that. Let's do the add. Let's add it up real quick. One of my accounts, I stopped at about 1,000 loss. The rest of them all made money. Same stuff, just the same longs today. Plus 769. Oh, 14,000. So 14,000. Hold on. No, I'm sorry. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. I counted that instead of a loss. So 11,645. 11.6. Not a bad day. Not a bad day. Market's closing in 2 minutes. Thanks, guy, for tuning in here. Had fun hanging out with y'all today. What a boring rest of the day. It wasn't really, you know, I mean, I got lucky on this one, but I hung on to those other two. They ended up ultimately, like, once we're sitting there, I'm like spamming, trying to close everything just to kind of get out of it. Not bad, not bad. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow in the morning. Have fun, and we'll see y'all later. See you guys at 8:30 in the morning, hour early. Thanks for tuning in. Love you guys. Don't forget to use code Rocket Scooter everywhere you go.
Volume prediction shows the way. Leave the doubt and the fray. Liquidity map paints the scene. Hidden nodes like ghosts unseen. Reverse engineer.